So I take a lot of public transport, and I've had some really weird experiences. I'm really sorry if this is out of frame or something, because I don't have one of those fancy cameras where you can like see yourself, turn the viewfinder, the view. I should know this, I'm a film student. I've literally just kind of like propped it up and hoping this works. But, I take a lot of public transport, like buses, because I can't drive because of like this whole medical situation, and I'm not allowed lessons because I'm not allowed behind the wheel of a car, so I take a lot of public transport to get to and from college and wherever I need to go, because I hate asking my mum for lifts. First, which happened it was last Thursday actually, but I went to go on the bus and we still had a while before leaving, so the bus driver had parked, because my bus stop is the first one, luckily, so I don't have to get on when it's all crowded. But and basically we had a like small talk like about the weather, talking about because it was pissing it down with rain. And he was like, oh, the weather's horrible. I was like, oh yeah, luckily I'm going to be in college. And he was like, oh, what do you do? And I told him what I did, which was film studies, and it was just casual chat like that. And then he stopped talking when other people got on the bus, so I was like, oh, okay, he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Fair enough, probably a bit embarrassed. And then I was on the bus, and he knew what stop I was getting off, because I told him what college I was going to. I'm not going to mention that. And on my way off the bus, he put his arm out and gave me a bus ticket. And I was like, I took it. It was all scrunched up, and I was kind of thinking, hang on, I have a bus pass, I don't get bus tickets. So I was walking into college, and I looked at the bus ticket thinking, why is he giving me this? He had actually written his number on it with a kiss on it, and I got like really awkward and went into college. I told my friends, I was like, what do I do with this information? And they were like, don't call him because you have a boyfriend and it's going to look really dodgy. I was like, so I haven't called him. And now I think it's really awkward because I still have to get buses, and I'm going to end up with him as a bus driver again. And I feel like it's going to be really awkward. This one happened about a year ago. No. It was in the first year of college, actually, so that was around 2 years ago. And, people they sit next to you on the bus when there's nowhere to go, and they don't want to stand up, so that's fine. You get used to that. But my coat was kind of going onto the other seat, and this woman, I'd say she was quite a larger lady. I hate that term, but it's the only way I can think of describing it. And even if the side of my coat was on my seat, she would have sat on it anyway, but she sat on my pocket. And my phone was in that pocket, and it was on vibrate. I burst out laughing because it went off and vibrated under her butt, and she jumped up and went, woo! And that made me laugh. It was really weird as well because I kind of had to answer the phone, and I was thinking, oh god, this woman's butt is pressed up against this. Actually, one that really creeped me out was when I was on the bus. It was very late at night. I think I was on the last bus home because I had stayed around my boyfriends and I had completely lost track of time. In fairness, I had been drinking a bit, though I had to get public transport, which wasn't the best idea, but I got on the bus. I kind of spaced out listening to my music, and I was just kind of wispy because I was a bit drunk. And then I noticed that the bus had gone past the row of shops, so it was just past the bus stop. I was like, oh my god, this bus driver is taking me somewhere. He had actually forgotten that I was on the bus and not realised, and he was on the way back to the bus station, so I was like pressing the dinger, like I call it the dinger, but I don't know, it's a stop button or whatever, like mad, like dude, I'm still here. And he actually dropped me home in the end, which was quite nice of him because he was like really apologetic, but at the time I was terrified because my boyfriend was like, oh, do you want to get a taxi? I'll pay for your taxi, but I hate taxis for a really bad reason, that I'm so paranoid that they might just be like this psychopath and decide to drive off and not take me home and lock me somewhere. But that is like one of my biggest fears, and I will not get a taxi by myself without, like, it sounds very sexist, but without a boy with me, because I just feel like I've got better chances, or like I don't really have very tough nut girlfriends. We're all just kind of actually I'm like the manliest one out of all my friends that are girls. I am the manliest one, so I don't think I'd be very good. Another one was, this was actually only a few weeks ago. I was sat in the aisle seat on a very busy bus. I was on my way home from college. We got to like I guess it's like our local town centre kind of thing. It's not very big, it's just kind of precinct kind of place. And I was sat in the aisle seat next to this other lady, because I always sit next to the people who look the friendliest if I have to. And next to me there was like this girl and her mum. She was definitely about my age. And she turned to me. I thought, oh, is she going to talk to me? And then she threw up on me. She didn't mean to. The lady next to me, she just panicked and like tried to get as far away from me as possible, and I was kind of sat there in more shock. People were actually quite surprised how calmly I took it. I had a plastic bag in my bag from where I'd gone out and got something from the shop before college. I said, here you go, have this. And she puked in the bag. Then she dropped the bag and puked on the bag, the poor thing. I'm really sorry if she's watching this now and she's like, oh my god, how dare you tell anybody this story. I'm really sorry for that. But, and, you know, people were giving her tissues to wipe her mouth, and it was actually quite friendly. Like, you don't realise how friendly people actually are. One of the weirdest ones was actually, like, I was sat on the bus, and to be honest, most of my bus stories start with drunk people. And this boy, there were so many seats on the bus, and he was sat, I always sit, like, I have this thing about sitting in the middle of the bus, like, I like to be 3 rows down, where it's, like, completely central. In the window seat, that's just a preference. Weirdly enough, preferably on the left side, because then I can see better, but, and I was sitting there, and he was sat at the back, with a bunch of guy friends. They were all having a laugh and everything, and he just moved away from them, and they were like, oh, what you doing, mate? So we're a little bit chatty. And he sat next to me, and I looked around like, there are so many other seats, why are you sitting next to me? Kind of thing. I didn't actually say it. And he just turned to me and went, hi, do you mind if I get your number? Yeah, I mind. I'm not going to give you my number. Oh, fair enough. Moved back to his friends. It was like, okay. I'm pretty sure that all my public transport situations, weird situation-y-majigs, that's what I'm going to call it, weird situation-y-majigs. I can't even talk. Okay, and that was all my, like, awkward transport experiences. I'm gonna go. Bye!